Hey, it's Mike Stevenson here. So at Build, they've just announced the new LogicApp's automation capability. And I thought, let's just jump in. I'm aware of this, but haven't really tried it yet. So I thought we'd do an unboxing video and we'll just try and build something. So my understanding of this product is basically Microsoft are taking the Logic App infrastructure and they're trying to offer out a capability to build enterprise level workflows, but without having to have all the infrastructure complexity underneath. So a little bit like Power Automate, but a bit separate, with the assumption that you're not tied into the Power Platform and Dataverse kind of ecosystem, which has lots of benefits, but also has lots of challenges with it as well. So and I guess constraints. So if you're just looking to do kind of, fairly, trying to think of the right word here, but I guess what I'm really trying to say is, without seeing it, it's an N8N competitor is really what it is for me. It's those Zapier kind of N8N use cases where, the company just wants to build an integration. They don't want to worry about the infrastructure, and it just needs to live on its own. So we've gone to automate.azure.com. Let's just click sign in here. And so I'm inside my Azure tenant. I'm going to start by creating a project. So I'm going to guess that I'm going to have to do something in Azure for this. So we'll go and create create a resource group here. So we'll have a brand new one. Right, and we'll have a resource name here. And we'll pick a region, so go for UK South, I guess. So we can put tags on here. So this new platform, so what's really interesting here is, if you're doing something like Zapier or N8N, you've obviously got another bill separate to your ecosystem. So I'm going to assume there's going to be a lot of benefits of the infrastructure running inside Azure, because this is going to help me leverage my Azure billing. I'm assuming, if I haven't really looked at whether there's networking capability, but I'm going to assume if there's not, that kind of thing will come in the future. So we'll have a look at that as we go, but that'll support the underlying Azure ecosystem. So let's see how we go. So we've got our project provisioning here, which is a good sign. So we've got all the typical Azure stuff here, pretty basic, so it looks like there's not a huge amount in the Azure bit just yet. I'm going to guess this button here is going to open back up to here, I assume. So let's just give this a refresh. Not sure how long to expect this to take to provision with it being new. I'm guessing it might take a little bit of a while as it's in preview. It's pretty exciting, this, really. I can think of so many companies that probably want to do integration, want to have all of the advantages of a cost model that's consumption, not going to cost 5 and 6 figures before you do a single thing. So Logic Apps is probably going to lend itself to a much more accessible cost model, particularly for smaller business. But you'll have those enterprise capabilities, and you'll have the ability to tick governance and security boxes that you really need. But often they'll ramp the cost right up. So we'll look forward to seeing what we can do here. It's interesting here, just while I'm waiting for it to provision, I went back to the Logic App automation project, and I can see we've actually got this one here in the provisioning state. So we can open in Azure. I'm assuming if we create a new project, again, we've got the subscription resource group. So my guess would be this is the equivalent of creating another Logic App resource under the hood. So I'm going to guess probably each of these folders is the equivalent of a Logic App resource, just hidden away. It's a bit like, it'd be interesting actually looking in the resource group. If we go up here, quite often there's some hidden resources that things create. I always remember with with Synapse, and I think AKS as well, you have things like the management resource group. So there's often other resources that you don't necessarily see that Microsoft probably build behind the scenes. Okay, so we're now in the provision state. I think that took about a good sort of maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes for it to do that. So back in the provision state, if we go back to the Logic Apps automation over here, we can see we've got our project. So if I go into that, we've now got a few options here. So sandboxes gives an isolated environment for code execution. Knowledge, I'm going to guess, is going to support AI with files and stuff like that. So I think that'll be the new knowledge as a service stuff that they've been talking about. And then I guess this is access control. So again, interesting here that access control, you're going to be taking users outside of the Azure portal here. So you're going to be working in a different portal, lighter weight, which will be really quite interesting. So let's start off by creating an application. So we'll do hello world. And we'll go back over here and have a look. Is there anything actually provisioning inside here? Okay, so we've got our application here. I think before we jump into this, I've just been kind of back having a look at the home page here. So there's some quite interesting stuff. I really like this tagline at the top. So build like a startup, ship like an enterprise. I think it's a really good line for this. And then there's obviously some good use cases and stuff like that. But we jump back, we've got our app that we built here. So one of the things I noticed, if we go back into the resource group in Azure, so under the hood, we've still just got our automation project, but if we show the hidden types here, you can see there was actually another resource created. So I'm guessing we're going to get one of these resources per Logic App application, I guess. Now, I think these look like they're just kind of dummy resource kind of things that or just probably like a billing mechanism of some way that they can map cost to these, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like in the future. But here we've got my workflow in this app. So let's create a workflow. We'll just keep the default name. Now, there's some quite cool stuff here. So we've got copilots. So maybe we can build a workflow with a copilot, I guess. I'm guessing we've got the code view, so you can see straight away we recognize this as being the schema from a typical workflow in Logic Apps. And then we can add some conditions and triggers and stuff. So let's start by adding a trigger when an HTTP request's received. So we'll just allow all. In fact, we'll maybe make it a GET, and then I'll just trigger it in the browser. Now, let's then do, I'm guessing there'll be a compose shape or something, so built-in data operations. Right, so we can take in the body there, I guess. Alright, so we've got our 200, and then the body will pass as that body there. So it's interesting that, I guess I'm used to Logic Apps, the kind of feel of this is it's very similar, looks the same, but just also slightly different. So I've got to get into the habit that I think I close that here. Yeah, so it looks like what I do. It looks like it's auto saving, so that's good. And then I guess if I just publish this now, right, and then I'm guessing over here I should have a URL after it's saved. So if everything works, I should be able to put that in the browser, and then I get something that doesn't look like what I was expecting. It's interesting if I notice here Azure Container Apps, so that's obviously running on some of the new Container Apps Express stuff, so that's going to be talked about at the Integrate Summit. So this is all starting to show stuff that will be talked about much more at the event. So I guess the question is, if I did that, how do I see what happens? So monitoring, So I'm going to guess we should see my recent run here. So it ran. Now, typical LogicApp stuff we all like, so we can see the inputs and the outputs. You can see the compose shape here, and then the response. I have a funny feeling that my designer, yeah, I did output the compose shape. So I just put the trigger body, so let's just so that actually worked perfectly. I just didn't have the message that I thought I was going to have. So you can see we edit it there, publish it, and run it, and hopefully that'll just work. There we go, so we've got Hello World. So if you think there, in less than 10 minutes of technology I've not touched before, we've gone and provisioned a new LogicApp infrastructure in Azure. We've then created an app, we've created a workflow inside the app. So again, following the LogicApp kind of model, an app's going to contain a group of related workflows. We've done the most basic Hello World workflow. We've got that up and running. It's going to live inside my Azure environment, but I've got a simplified kind of citizen integrator kind of portal, so I can let people build some solutions to support stuff, and it'll run at scale. Now, if we look again, I guess we look at the monitoring again, we should see there's another run here. So you can see we did a couple there. Let's see the output down here. So I'm really liking this, to be fair. I can rerun that, I guess, just like other Logic apps. It's really just like a layer on top that's just going to make this loads easier to build integrations for people who aren't an integration expert, which I think is a huge use case. Now, I guess what we can also do is we can then create connections. So here, I guess when we, in the workflow, just like Logic apps, we add a connection for some API or use a connector, we'll see these appear in here. I guess we've got parameterization here to make it easy to flow things. So I guess hopefully to integrate, they'll talk a little bit about how you'd replicate these across environments and stuff like that. So this is really cool. We've got a managed identity here as well. Great. And that's an application level one. So each app has a managed identity, which will help for connecting to systems. So I'm going to guess that I can go into here. I don't know, let's just, as an example, we've got like a SQL connector or something. So if I create a connection here, I could maybe do managed identity, and then I should have the system assigned one that I've created that's associated with this app, and then I guess I can just go in, I can go and give that access to SQL, which would be really cool. So again, liking this, it's really, it's really leveling up that infrastructure to make it usable, which I quite like here. Now let's have a quick last look at the analytics bit. So we get a little bit of a view of what's been going through the system. Nice, easy to use dashboard here. Yeah, I like this. Huge thumbs up to the team. Well done, LogicApp teams. This looks really cool. I think this is going to make a big difference in the expansion of the number of people using Logic apps, because this just opens up so many more scenarios. Yeah, well done, guys. Thanks very much.